How good do you think your balance is? Well, let's find out. We're going to run you through a balance test so that you can compare your balance to other people your age. And as a bonus, we're going to throw in 3 simple, no-fuss balance exercises that you can get started with today. Hey there, it's Jack and Brody, and as physiotherapists who've worked with thousands of adults 55 plus, we understand the importance of balance for keeping you independent as you age.
Now, your balance does naturally decline as you age, but the good news is there is something you can do to mitigate that decline and even improve from where you are now. We're going to show you how to do that, but first, let's test your balance.
All right, let's go through the test. If you need, grab a chair or bench for support. Now, you're going to stand barefoot on your preferred leg, with the other leg raised so that the raised foot was near but not touching the ankle of your stance leg. Now, let's focus on a spot on the wall at eye level for the duration of the test. I'm going to get you to cross your arms over your chest. Now, the time commences when you raise the foot off the floor. So, Brody is going to start right now. You are going to do the test as long as you can for up to 45 seconds. Now, you're going to stop your timer when any of these things happen. When you use your arms by uncrossing them to get your balance or holding onto a support. When you move that weight-bearing foot to maintain your balance. Or when you move the other foot that's in the air by touching your leg or putting it down on the ground. Once a maximum of 45 seconds has gone by, you can stop the test. Now, an even harder level to the test is closing your eyes whilst balancing on one leg. As you can see with Brody, it is super tough. So we want you to focus on the eyes open test. Now, to get your score, repeat the test 3 times on the same leg and average your scores. And to be thorough, you can test your other leg as well to compare sides. So give that a go.
Okay, now that you've done the balance test, let's see how you stack up. We're going to bring up on screen some of the average data for people of different age groups. So you can see the average score for people in their 50s is 37 seconds with their eyes open for this test. In the next age group of people in their 60s, that average goes down by about 10 seconds to 27. Once again, as we increase in age, we see the average score goes down. And in the 70s, the average score is around 15 seconds. And likewise, in people in their 80s, the average score is 6 seconds. This data shows you some of the average typical decline that happens to people's balance as they age. We can see in the column on the right the average test scores for people when their eyes are closed. And these are much, much lower scores. This shows you just how important your vision is for your balance. So, how did you score? If you were below average for your age range, that shows you that you should be looking to work hard on improving your balance. And if you were around average or maybe even a little bit better, you should still work on your balance and look to improve it so you can mitigate some of that natural decline that will happen as you age. Okay, so let's go through 3 simple balance exercises that you can do to do just that.
Right, the first exercise is going to be quite similar to the test that we just did. And before we start, make sure you have a chair or a kitchen bench next to you if you need it for support. Okay, I'm going to be doing a single leg balance, and all I want you to do is start moving your foot in a circular motion, as you can see me doing here. You know, it's already hard to balance on a single leg, so we're just adding in some movement because I'm moving the weight of my leg outside of my base to support my balance point, which is my stance leg. So definitely makes it harder, as you can see here, and really works the muscles on the side of your hip too, which is great. So I'd obviously try that on both legs. Now, to make that slightly harder, you can start to do some leg swings. So now we're putting a little bit more movement at the hips and at the leg. As you can see there, that's getting pretty tricky. And that makes it just that little bit harder. Okay, so try that exercise for 2 minutes at a time, having little breaks in between as you switch over from either leg.
Okay, exercise number 2 is a march and pause. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going to march on the spot and pause, staying on one leg for a few seconds. Pause, and then the other leg. 1, 2, 3 marches, and then a pause. It challenges your balance more the longer you hold that pause, so you can progress by trying to hold for a few seconds longer and then going ahead with the other leg. If you want to level up the march and pause, we can go to a run and pause, and this is going to challenge your balance even more. Same concept, but you're going to do it running. 1, 2, 3, and then pause for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, and you can see that initial wobble when I stop running is really adding to the balance challenge because you're going from a fast leg movement and then trying to stick that landing and hold for a few seconds. This has the added advantage of some agility training, meaning training some of those fast movements of your feet, which is also an important aspect of balance. Just like that. So that is the march and pause or the run and pause. Pick whichever one suits you. Set a 2-minute timer and work on that for 2 minutes.
The third and final exercise is really good for helping you avoid tripping on objects. So what you're going to do is grab something like a tissue box, but I've also got a bigger box over there for later in terms of increasing difficulty. Chuck that down on the ground. Really simply, we're just going to step over the object, making sure we're obviously clearing it as much as possible, back and forth. Now I can do this sideways. I can also do this forwards. Walking backwards has just that added bit of difficulty. Just like that. Now, to make it slightly harder when you're doing this, you can actually hold the middle foot, the foot on the inside, in the air for a little bit of time, or just do a light tap down on the ground like that. So we're challenging our balance a little bit more. Now, you can get rid of that one and get this one in here. You can see this box is bigger, so I'm going to have to take a bigger step to get over. It's both wider and taller. And, if I wanted to make it even bigger, I could do a really big step over like this and hold my leg up like you can see me doing here. Once again, I could do that same thing. And this is good. This is where the gold comes. Over the box like that. Now, once again, if you need a bench or a chair for support, use that. But try that for 2 minutes at a time, switching between both the forwards and the sideways direction. If you want to continue to work on your balance, well, then make sure you check out our completely free full balance workout on our Be Mobile online platform. You can check it out by clicking the link either on screen or in the description.